Section 3 of English Synonyms and Antonyms. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Morgan Scorpion. English Synonyms and Antonyms by James Champlin Fernald. Accident to address, noun. Accident. Synonyms: adventure, calamity, casualty, chance, contingency, disaster, fortuity, hap, happening, hazard, incident, misadventure, misfortune, mishap, possibility. An accident is that which happens without any one's direct intention, a chance that which happens without any known cause. If the direct cause of a railroad accident is known, we cannot call it a chance. To the theist there is, in strictness, no chance, all things being by divine causation and control, but chance is spoken of where no special cause is manifest. By chance there came down a certain priest that way, Luke 10:31. We can speak of a game of chance, but not of a game of accident. An incident is viewed as occurring in the regular course of things, but subordinate to the main purpose, or aside from the main design. Fortune is the result of inscrutable controlling forces. Fortune and chance are nearly equivalent, but chance can be used of human effort and endeavor as fortune cannot be. We say, he has a chance of success, or there is one chance in 1,000, where we could not substitute fortune. As personified, fortune is regarded as having a fitful purpose, chance as purposeless. We speak of fickle fortune, blind chance. Fortune favors the brave. The slaughter of men is an incident of battle, unexpected defeat, the fortune of war. Since the unintended is often the undesirable, accident tends to signify some calamity or disaster, unless the contrary is expressed, as when we say a fortunate or happy accident. An adventure is that which may turn out ill, a misadventure that which does turn out ill. A slight disturbing accident is a mishap. Compare EVENT, HAZARD. Antonyms: appointment, calculation, certainty, decree, fate, foreordination, intention, law, necessity, ordainment, ordinance, plan, preparation, provision, purpose. Prepositions: the accident of birth, an accident to the machinery. Acquaintance. Synonyms: association, companionship, experience, familiarity, fellowship, friendship, intimacy, knowledge. Acquaintance between persons supposes that each knows the other. We may know a public man by his writings or speeches, and by sight, but cannot claim acquaintance unless he personally knows us. There may be pleasant acquaintance with little companionship, and conversely much companionship with little acquaintance, as between busy clerks at adjoining desks. So there may be association in business without intimacy or friendship. Acquaintance admits of many degrees, from a slight or passing to a familiar or intimate acquaintance, but acquaintance unmodified commonly signifies less than familiarity or intimacy. As regards persons, familiarity is becoming restricted to the undesirable sense, as in the proverb, familiarity breeds contempt. Hence, in personal relations, the word intimacy, which refers to mutual knowledge of thought and feeling, is now uniformly preferred. Friendship includes acquaintance, with some degree of intimacy, and ordinarily companionship, though in a wider sense friendship may exist between those who have never met, but know each other only by word and deed. Acquaintance does not involve friendship, for one may be well acquainted with an enemy. Fellowship involves not merely acquaintance and companionship, but sympathy as well. There may be much friendship without much fellowship, as between those whose homes or pursuits are far apart. There may be pleasant fellowship, which does not reach the fullness of friendship. Compare attachment, friendship, love. As regards studies, pursuits, etc., acquaintance is less than familiarity, which supposes minute knowledge of particulars, arising often from long experience or association. Antonyms: ignorance, ignoring, inexperience, unfamiliarity. Prepositions: acquaintance with a subject, of one person with another, between persons. Acrimony. Synonyms: acerbity, asperity, bitterness, causticity, harshness, malignity, moroseness, severity, sharpness, sourness, tartness, unkindness, virulence. Acerbity is a sharpness with a touch of bitterness, which may arise from momentary annoyance or habitual impatience. Asperity is keener and more pronounced, denoting distinct irritation or vexation. In speech, asperity is often manifested by the tone of voice rather than by the words that are spoken. Acrimony in speech or temper is like a corrosive acid. It springs from settled character or deeply rooted feeling of aversion or unkindness. One might speak with momentary asperity to his child, but not with acrimony, unless estrangement has begun. Malignity is the extreme of settled ill intent. Virulence is an envenomed hostility. Virulence of speech is a quality in language that makes the language seem as if exuding poison. Virulence is outspoken. Malignity may be covered with smooth and courteous phrase. We say intense virulence, deep malignity. Severity is always painful, and may be terrible, but carries ordinarily the implication, true or false, of justice. Compare anger, bitter, enmity. Antonyms: amiability, courtesy, gentleness, good nature, kindness, mildness, smoothness, sweetness. Act. Noun. Synonyms: accomplishment, achievement, action, consummation, deed, doing, effect, execution, exercise, exertion, exploit, feat, motion, movement, operation, performance, proceeding, transaction, work. An act is strictly and originally something accomplished by an exercise of power, in which sense it is synonymous with deed or effect. Action is a doing. Act is therefore single, individual, momentary. Action, a complex of acts, or a process, state, or habit of exerting power. We say a virtuous act, but rather a virtuous course of action. We speak of the action of an acid upon a metal, not of its act. Act is used also for the simple exertion of power, as an act of will. In this sense an act does not necessarily imply an external effect, while an action does. Morally, the act of murder is in the determination to kill. Legally, the act is not complete without the striking of the fatal blow. Act and deed are both used for the thing done, but act refers to the power put forth, deed to the result accomplished, as a voluntary act, a bad deed. In connection with other words, act is more usually qualified by the use of another noun, action, by an adjective preceding. We may say a kind act, though oftener an act of kindness, but only a kind action, not an action of kindness. As between act and deed, deed is commonly used of great, notable, and impressive acts, as are achievement, exploit, and feat. Festus, we live in deeds, not years, in thoughts, not breaths. Bailey. Festus, a country town. SC 7. A feat exhibits strength, skill, personal power, whether mental or physical, especially the latter, as a feat of arms, a feat of memory. An exploit is a conspicuous or glorious deed, involving valor or heroism, usually combined with strength, skill, loftiness of thought, and readiness of resource. An achievement is the doing of something great and noteworthy. An exploit is brilliant, but its effect may be transient. An achievement is solid, and its effect enduring. Act and action are both in contrast to all that is merely passive and receptive. The intensest action is easier than passive endurance. Antonyms: cessation, deliberation, endurance, immobility, inaction, inactivity, inertia, passion, in a philosophic sense, quiescence, quiet, repose, rest, suffering, suspension.